All right. Sorry about that, everybody. Welcome to another amazing Intel session. Sorry, I was locked out. needed to get some access, which I didn't have. So it logged me out of all accounts, every single Zoom account, from my iPad to Chrome to my phone. So everything. Anyway, welcome everybody. Stoked to have you. Let me get everybody here in the show. We've got Alex is here. I believe Marcelo is here. Nope. I don't see Blake or Marcelo. So we got Alex. And hey, there he is. Play the game, baby.
What's up?
All right.
Greenspan shirt on.
Oh yeah. We got a bunch of those.
Yeah, I have. I just threw away all my other clothes, and my closet's just full of these now.
And we'll talk a little bit about that and what our plans are with the XS, because we did see a couple of you guys did say you would still like to get a hold of those. So we're gonna wait for what JT has to say from that. But yeah, let's see here. Let's get everybody. Share the host sign in. Yeah, so no one else really on Dynasty understands how this whole Zoom thing works anyway. But all right, so today, however, we're gonna have a lot of cool stuff that we're gonna be talking about. Intel. Also the chat box, you guys, if you have any questions for anybody on the team. I believe we're going to have most of the guys said they were going to sign on. So we're just kind of waiting for them. Here's Archie's in here now. And we do want to talk to a couple of you guys also, specifically, those of you especially who are at the the NXL Philly event. So we're getting Yoshi in here right now, along with Archie. There we go.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, guys?
Hey, Arch.
You got it figured out?
Yeah. So I was logged out of everything, and you needed some sort of verification code. It says that you haven't logged in for a while, even though I'm on Zoom once a week. So I don't know how that happened, but it didn't matter what I had. It didn't care.
Too many Dynasty fans.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
Archie's voice is smoked from all the interviews he's been doing.
It's all the interviews for sure.
I listened to the Play the Game podcast. Where I didn't finish it yet, but all three of you guys were like, yeah.
Well, Alex, since you weren't there at the tournament, somebody had to yell at Ryan, so that was me.
Good boy.
And actually, it's funny. Maddie's voice was really hoarse on our show, but you never do a show within 24 hours of winning an event. You can't talk, or playing an event. You can't talk after screaming for 4 days straight. That's the golden rule there, for sure. So yeah, obviously we'll talk about the win, the event. We'll talk about anything that Archie did not talk about on the Play the Game podcast. So that way we don't have to bore you guys too much with the third day in a row of content. Also, Kyle's here.
Yeah, there he is.
What up?
So one of the things that you guys are all going to be really excited about is your Champions Club gifts just got or being shipped out this week today.
They're out. They're gone.
All of them. You did all of them already.
Yosh did.
Dude, look at that. Yoshi's got a Greenspan shirt. Everybody gets a Greenspan shirt.
I saw that.
What's up,
guy?
And it's across the chest, which is kind of weird. But
well, Alex, that shirt does look really cool. So you did a really great job of designing that.
yeah, these are awesome. I mean, I was so pumped to get one. I mean, I have one now, but I was hoping to get one with my name on it. I'm still excited. It's going to be worth the wait.
Maybe we go buy a can of spray paint and Jinxie cat these shirts.
So I was thinking about that actually, like what we could do in the short term, and I was like, well, I guess we could do it the old school way, where we get some vinyl and heat press everybody's name on in the back as well. I thought that might be a little laborious for you guys.
No.
Laborious.
But we are recreating these things, and JT is going to put an expedited rush order again on those. So no matter if everybody's going to get them, everybody who are current Champions Club members right now, as of now, will be getting them. So even if you are stepping away from the Champions Club membership program as of next month, you'll still get your shirt. We'll still, because we did place the
Absolutely.
order. So we're going to make sure that that you guys get it. And yeah, Taylor White, why didn't we all get Greenspan jerseys?
With that conversation was that happened. Like, no, we'll just send them Greenspan jerseys. They'll think it was a signature Greenspan jersey. And I was like, oh, cross my name off that list.
So yeah, I mean, I think that for the most part today, we should certainly talk more in depth, especially from Alex's standpoint and point of view, you know, of how we got to where we are, you know, and I know that one thing that Kyle was mentioning today about Archie's motivational kind of speech, you know, Alex, you're usually the guy who gives the speeches, and you do a really good job of it. You've been practicing for quite a while, and you've really nailed it down, in my opinion. But without you there, I feel like Marcelo and especially Archie definitely stepped up with kind of getting the ball rolling for that emotional side of things. And I think that goes a long way with a lot of players across the board. And I know that a lot of people struggle with trying to find that type of that draw, like what they're going to say, how they're going to say it, what should be said, and who's the actual guy that has the ball to say that, you know? So, I mean, Alex and Archie, you guys can kind of give your opinion on that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at least recently, when addressing the team in a situation like that before the game, I mean, number one, I feel like our team is consummate professionals. Like most of the guys on our team don't need to hear any of that stuff. They'll go out there and like a guy like Ryan, like you're going to go out there and you're going to perform as do your best every time with a clear head, and probably the rah-rah and all that stuff doesn't really affect you, but maybe it does subconsciously because, you know, what I do is try to tap into my feelings, right? And sometimes, I mean, admitted, I've gone out there and give a rah-rah speech to the guys where I didn't necessarily believe what I was saying. You know, you're just doing it because that's what you do before the game. But, you know, ever since last year, I feel like I've been able to tap into a place inside myself where there's just extreme honesty, right? And even if we're not talking about, you know, the game itself, it's important to understand why we're there. And if you put that into perspective and you're able to convey that to people, then you'll understand that it matters. And I really think that that's kind of what at least I'm going for when I'm addressing the team in that way. And beyond that, you know, it's about getting everybody unified and focused. I mean, we could sit in there in the huddle and just put our hands in there and not say shit and just, you know, look at each other in the face and then walk away and we'll know. I mean, there's no, it's about connecting everybody and unifying everybody, because, you know, everyone's going at the tournament and they're busy getting their guns ready and talking to people and, you know, doing what they do in the webcast and all that stuff. And then you get everybody together and then it's okay. We're going to be on the same page here or else we're going to lose, you know, or let me put it this way. Let's get on the same page here so we can win. Right. So, and just that quick assessment of how I phrase that is something that you got to carefully consider when you're addressing people, right? It's the intention that you put out there. If I tell you, hey, Ryan, don't die, it puts, you know, don't and die out into the universe and into everybody's brain, you know? But if I say, hey, Ryan, stay alive, that's a whole different, you know, it's a whole different spin. But yeah, I saw Marcelo. I didn't see Archie rev up the guys, but, you know, Archie was that guy in X Factor. He knows, you know, Kyle, you were the guy in Iron Man, you know, like, I mean, and I wasn't that guy all the time. I mean, Oliver was, when he was on the team, he was that emotional leader. So, it's just about stepping up and saying what you feel. And I appreciate that. Like I saw Marcelo getting in there and getting the guys fired up. And then there's also Victor, hey, he'll get you going.
I always thought when you told somebody to stay alive, that was like a curse.
But yeah.
Like, when you're playing a point, you're like, stay alive. And then they die. Really. But yeah, I mean, I think Alex hit that one on the head. I don't know. For me on this team, it's I really enjoy the fact that I can kind of not really worry about much other than just trying to play my best. On X Factor, obviously I was a big part of the team, and that came with a whole lot of other kind of baggage to deal with. And on this team, we've got a lot of leaders with a ton of experience and a lot of like collective help. And that's really uniquely different than X Factor. But as a result, I find myself really trying to pick and choose when and or if I'm going to have a conversation. And so that, if I'm going to talk or if I'm going to address the team, I really do want it to be like kind of with some power and with some real thought into it. And the conversation that the guys are talking about was on Saturday night. We were kind of on the tail end of our meeting. I know everybody was pretty tired and I was too, but I knew I really wanted to kind of get everybody, just like Alex was saying, on the same page. And thankfully I think we did just that, and it kind of steamrolled us into Sunday.
Yeah, it's funny actually, Archie, we talked a little bit about that as we were teaching the guys on Sunday night how to play craps.
Oh, really?
Right? They're like, oh, so if that guy rolls a 7, then that's how we lose. And I'm like, no, you don't say that. And they're like, 7 out. So the words do carry weight. They sure do. And that's a good way to look at it. No, but Archie, you said something really I thought was powerful. And Kyle, actually, I think you really liked it too. You kind of put it in the team chat. It was just kind of like the way you control your future, right? It's the way that rather than, and now Brad Mon back in the day used to always, it was hilarious. And Alex, you remember this, and I think you do too, Yosh, is like, Brad would be like, I saw it already. We've already won this event, and some of the guys would laugh. I think Johnny Perchek's like, what the fuck, what am I even doing here then? I'm just gonna go get a beer, right? But it's more than that, okay? And I think that you put it into a much clearer picture rather than just seeing the future, influencing the future, right?
Yeah, it was like, I believe we can control our future more than I even believe 2 + 2 is 4, which is powerful.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, I really do believe that, though. I think I started saying that everybody at the table is a really special person just individually, right? And if they weren't, they wouldn't be at that table to begin with. And then when you've got a collective of special people like that, nice jersey, Yosh. When you've got a collective of really special people all behind a common idea or thought, and they really have belief in it, that's how you can really powerfully influence your future or, the group's future. And I don't think I'm the only one that really strongly believes that. And I believe at some point in the future, whether it's the next 50 or 100 years, this will be very common knowledge. It's just something we don't really fully understand as human beings just yet. But up until this moment, we went and kind of steamrolled on Sunday, and I would be hard pressed to say that, my belief or our belief going up, from Saturday night onward didn't play a role.
No, that's absolutely right. And I really like what you put in there for those of you guys who caught that. It did, the deep thoughts from Archie about being able to unlock the power of your mind and your ability to control more and open up and utilize more of that mind, right? And that's something, like you said, that either that or we're all going to be underwater or on fire. One of the two.
Right.
There are several outcomes here, and I hope that it's the much more enlightened and we're all on the same page.
Yeah, and I was watching that Revo game on the webcast, obviously because I wasn't there, and I saw the situation, and I was like, shit, these guys are losing. But really, I was like, okay, there's a lot of time here, and we know how to, throw our hat in the ring and get back in this. Like, we're not going to sit there and burn 3 minutes off the clock trying to win 1 point. Like, we're going to aggressively try to do it in a smart way. And like, I was excited, but I wasn't really that surprised in the way that that unfolded. And it looked like, everyone was calm and composed. And I just remember, I honestly thought about this when we started this run back in Chicago of last year. I think it might have been the first game of the tournament. We played Diesel and we went down 0-4, and there was like 8 minutes left, and we were like, dude, it's on, and we ended up winning by like 7-4. Like, we won, I think, 7 points in a row. And it's just that mentality that you just have to, no matter what's laid out in front of you, you've got to take the roadblock, move it out of the way, and go forward, right? You can't sit there and complain about it. You can't sit there and debate about it. Everyone has to just, what's so funny? Whatever. But yeah, and that's funny with the Brad story. I remember, I think it was World Cup 2002, and my dad was there, like the only tournament he ever went to. And we were playing Bad Company either. I think it was in the finals. And he goes, nah, maybe it was 2003. Anyway, Brad goes, I think it was these guys are horrible. I guarantee we're gonna win, right? And there was this big long snake, and Bad Company came down and like smoked us. And my dad was like, what do you like? He was just furious, not furious, but he's like, man, this guy's got his head up his ass. But I mean, my dad loves Brad, but he was like, you can never underestimate anybody. Mm-hmm. Right. And that's the way it is out there. So,
well, you see it a lot too. And this is crazy is you see it a lot with teams on the comeback roll where they're kind of going haphazardly, tend to win. It seems like, or maybe it's more ingrained in your memory because those are the more exciting points, but teams get on a roll, and those fast punch points where people are making big moves and coming down the field, you see those comebacks and big runs quite a bit, which is also why, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe everybody with the exception of Archie, we were all just kind of like, when is Heat gonna do something? Yeah, it's just 4-1. Like, even when Archie, you're like, come on, you still time on the clock. We're like, hey, Archie, it's 6-1. I think we got it too. But there's still 5 minutes, and I've seen some crazy stuff happen. Like, the
clock was at, I think it was 10:40 at 4:00.
Honestly, I was thinking about that rule, the whole the 6-point spread rule during that match, and I was like, you've got two good teams out here. If that rule didn't exist, like, that could be a different situation.
I think in the finals it should change.
Yeah,
when you get to the final match, it should be strictly time.
Yeah, I mean, you guys say that, but what if we beat them 12-0 or 12-1? I mean,
that's even more impressive.
Yeah, what do you mean, Archie? What's wrong with that? Archie's like, I don't know if I wanted to run.
Archie wanted to get to the craps table.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like in that match, once we got up early, I just, you could tell they didn't have any answers. It was like, I feel like the match was decided in the first 2 or 3 points.
I agree.
Yeah, and some teams, I mean, it was a very similar situation to our game with Revo, where we got a couple penalties that took us out of the match early, and same thing happened to them. I mean, they got a penalty point 1, and they got a penalty point 2. They got 2 penalties point 2. One to take a guy out, and another one where they had to start short on point 3 with 4 guys. And then, obviously that resulted in us winning the first 3 points, which, for some people, that's, it's a lot to come back from in your mind, for an individual, right? And I know you've been in that situation where you're like, okay, we're done, and if you start thinking like that, guess what? You're done. But if you go, okay, let's see if there's a way out of this, then, you're not done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why it's especially powerful to have a team full of people who all believe in themselves and believe in the group, because it's easy if you're in that moment and you're feeling like things are a little bit out of hand, it's easy to look around your group and draw some inspiration from somebody else who's, still seeing red and ready to go. And I mean, for the last year, that's how this team has felt, and honestly, it just keeps getting boosted even more with each guy that we pick up, where like it never feels like it's out of hand.
Yeah. And everyone had moments, man. I mean, Kyle, you had that one-on-one with Nick Sloviak, and there's just small moments throughout the tournament that if they go one way or another, you're looking at a whole different result. And that's, it's been happening for a while. I mean, this is it's not crazy. I mean, it's a great run that we're going on. And I feel like, historically for our team, it's, could be the greatest ever, just because of the way the competition is now, and all these other teams putting all this money into it, and players and all that. So yeah, man, I mean, I couldn't be more proud of the team and the guys, and it's really a great moment, especially Archie. I mean, you came over and you were thinking about not playing paintball anymore, and you're just like, I mean, you're at the top of your game. You're going in and you're seeing the field and you're seeing the game, I feel like, in a different way than you were before, because you're playing more loose, you're playing more free, and it feels like, yeah, the stakes are high, but you're playing like it's just fun. And that definitely shows.
Yeah, and actually, Archie, another funny thing that you said, another anecdote from this weekend. You go, dude, I never could have dreamt it that in my entire career that at 30, you're 36, you said, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're like at 36, I would be the number one guy. I mean, won a Golden Barrel and win 2 events in a row as the number one in the snake.
Yeah, I mean, I've never played a tournament besides the first event, obviously.
Yeah.
As a snake one, and again, that's what I'm saying is, like, at my age, to kind of essentially abandon what I've done for my whole career. Just not really expecting that, but welcoming it and certainly enjoying it. And it's fun.
That's so funny, because when you came on the team the first time back in 2010 or whenever that was, I remember we're like, dude, you got to learn how to be a snake guy, right? And we like put you in a spot you were super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And now we have a whole team of guys that are like, kind of like Swiss Army knives. And if Yosh, isn't out there, or it's not even about who dies or what position you have to replace. It's who you need to be in that moment, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're in a position and something happens on the field, you need to become, a Yosh, or you need to become a Billy Bernaccia, or you need to become a Mouse, or you need to become a Ryan. Like, there's just, you've got to be able to morph and become a different arrow. You've got to have a whole bunch of different personalities, basically, that you're able to call upon in the moment you need that type of player. And there's no reason anyone on our team, I mean, some physical things maybe prohibit you, but mentally you can become that type of player at any point, if you honestly look at the situation and you say, hey, we're down 2 points. There's 4 minutes left. We're down a body. Who do I need to be right now? And that's a theme I saw throughout the weekend watching. I mean, we had superb game management, time management, and point management, what you should do in the point, right? Just like that. I mean, we were down a body a bunch of times to the Russians, and we put something together and we found somewhere on the field where we either had an advantage or it was equal. And that's where we chose to look and try to get back in that point. And it's really sharp stuff that I feel like, has kind of evolved it's an evolution of the way the game is played at our level, for sure, because those things weren't thought about, at least by our team 3 or 4 years ago. I mean, that's a new thing.
Yeah. And Brian, actually, in the comment section. You guys, if you have any questions, throw them in that Q&A section, and we'll do our best to get back to them, and and we'll make sure that we get everything answered. And I know actually a handful of people do have events on this layout coming up over the next several weeks. I know that I believe there's a 3-man up at ASG this weekend. So, playing the field, you're gonna want to play it with a grain of salt, or take the game plans with a grain of salt. Maybe watch some of those 3-on-3s. Those are the masterful, really difficult ones on that one. But we'll definitely share with a couple of you some of our keys to success. But one of the things that I did like to see, from Bryant in there, he said that Marcelo had the same conversation with Vince from LTPB, and it's just that when you designate yourself a position on the field, so say you're the 3, it could just mean that means you're the 3rd guy that needs to go in the snake. And we actually had this conversation quite a bit about what to do with the back center player, right? We're like, and Marcelo and I found ourselves in there the most, and then Yosh, you were in there a handful of times, and same with Blake. It was just kind of like you're waiting for someone to get out of one of the 2 interior spots, or you're waiting for them to die, and so our overall mentality moving forward as we progress, and again, we're learning the field as we move forward, as every single point, every single time we give feedback to Kevin, every time we talk to each other, every game plan, every match, whatever it is, we're always coming up with little tweaks and little ways for us to get better and perfect what we're doing on the field. And when we were talking about that in particular, I remember we're like, so let's just, and then Yosh, I think you might've said it, you're like, let's just give him somewhere to go, right? So let's get somebody out of the way as quickly as possible so we can get that back center player out of there. Because for anybody who has played this layout and anybody who's been in the back center, after you shoot off the break, which for the most part, you can't see where you're shooting. But once you're done shooting off the break, you can't see anything unless the guy's coming onto your side of the field on either one of the 2 sides. So you want to find a place to ditch out of, and you want to do it rather quickly. So that's kind of like something that I know we talked about. Maybe it was even after the Russian match that we lost. It was like, what do we do with this guy? So that's kind of like one of the ways we break down a lot of this stuff is we talk about people's, I wouldn't call them weaknesses, but when you don't feel like you're really effective on the field, everybody can talk about that position, break it down, and find out if there's a better scenario for you to be in. I think that's really big for building.
Cool. Philip Navarro's got a question. What was the deal with the Revo match? How did you manage to keep the composure as a team by all the penalties in the beginning of the match? That is a good one.
Well, it's I think Alex, I remember this is like I think it was a picture or a sticker that used to have, the thing where there's a bird with a frog in its mouth and the frog is reaching out and it's got his hands around the bird's throat.
I thought it was that honk if you're horny sticker he used to have on his car.
Yeah, that Alex has on his Tesla.
There you
Oh,
There it is. Never give up.
He's strangling the bird.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, my dad always had that up in his office, and I was thinking about this. I was looking at it the other day, and I was like, well, that shouldn't say "don't ever give up." What it should say is "keep fighting."
Yeah, you're right. That's a good play on words.
Yeah. So there it is. Like that embodies, and that's the other reason, it's like if a team can go up on you, and granted, the only reason we were losing the points in the Revo match was because there were these crazy penalties that were going down. We started at 1 point with 4. We started 1 point with 3. I think we actually lost 1 point to them when they started with 4. But we were fighting uphill quite a bit. And we were still, even with that against us, we were still in every point. We were really close a lot of those points. Even the point where we started with 3 guys, I was up in the center and I saw Yosh and Dalton crashing down.
Yeah, we had a chance to win.
Yeah, we had a chance to win. We always have a chance to win. So once we got to even Steven with them of like bodies, I just felt like I think we were all on the same page. It was just like there's no chance.
Did you see the video of Omara going, he spun on me, he tried to spit on me?
So I shot him in the hand.
I don't know.
I just love him. I just love
It doesn't
that.
look like it on the video.
Okay, well, he told me and the refs that he wiped his hand off.
I love that.
Thanks for
video,
backing me up.
because I do that too. Like when I'm on the field, like I'll plead it like it's the end of the world, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
No, I shot him in his hand right there on the right hand side, and he put his hand down and wiped it. Not only did he tell me that, he told the refs that, which is very brazen. That's bizarre that he said that to them.
Yeah, that's brave.
This is cool. Bryant, he wants the plans from the Mid-Atlantic Open. That would be a cool thing. I bet Skinny has them still.
I think we all
I was going through a bunch of my old stuff and I had some game plans from like
Vic
back
has
in the
them.
day. Who has them?
Yeah, Vic.
Vic usually gets the folder.
Yeah, I asked Skinny a question about.
Well,
You have to contact Victor Gamboa.
no, that's easy. We all have them, guys. I don't know if you know that, but Kevin sends everybody on the team the game
Oh
plan.
yeah, right. We have the text.
Yeah.
I've got my
I only know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually, that's a really cool point. We can actually do that. We can get you guys a little playbook together, and yeah, we can easily put that in a little PDF, Alex, and email.
That would
to
be
you.
totally
that'd be
cool.
cool.
We could do like an annual playbook.
Right, but after every event.
Yeah, right. Or yeah, each event we could put it out to the Champs Club. But it would be cool to do like a whole book of the whole year. Like
Yeah,
of
it is. It's-
game
that's
plans
kind
and
of
photos.
Yeah.
Chris's question's good too.
Yeah, hit it.
Said, what adjustments did you guys make or saw from playing Russian Legion on Saturday to Sunday? I mean, I think it was mainly just of them. The biggest thing that they were, I think, doing different than all the other teams were attacking those middle channels on the Dorito side and the Snake side. So it was a matter of, stopping that, but also not getting too like deterred from what was working for us well. So it was kind of, I think, a balance of shutting that down. How can we make those guys kind of, I know Alex always says it, like just let them sit up there and rot. So it's like, if we can't shoot those guys, because on Saturday too, I feel like we knew they were going up there every point and we still weren't very effective taking them out. So then it's like, all right, well, is there different spots that we can go through, and where are there other holes if we're not able to shoot these guys that we can take advantage of that?
It's an interesting philosophy where you're going like, okay, we want to have this, but they're doing a good job taking it away. So if we knowingly say, okay, they think they're taking that away, but we're actually giving it to them, that's taking one of their guys out of the mix, right? He's sitting there, controlling a zone that he thinks is super important, that he does that job, and everyone else on his team is like, okay, we've got what we want, but you know what? We're actually saying, okay, because you can't, on these fields, you can't have everything all the time.
And you can't
watch everything all the time, right? So if you know where you're not, or what you're letting them do and what you're giving up, then you can throw, a heavier hand in somewhere else. And it really, kind of a cerebral concept, right? Like you want to get in the snake, but you could say, hey, we can win this game without the snake at all. And they think that they're controlling the snake, and they're investing, they're allocating 2 or 3 guys to making sure we're not going to run to the snake, and we never plan to run there. So
I think this field was particularly interesting in that the snake wasn't like one. It was there's a big lane there. It was like kind of wide open and an easy shot if you were in a good spot to shoot it. And even once you got there, it was still pretty dangerous. There's a lot of bounce shots just to get to snake 3. And there weren't a lot of great shots unless you got really deep down it, right? And even then, if you got really deep down, it's hard to protect that guy. And it's pretty easy if they have bodies, for a guy to come down through that slot, like what we call the Seattle, and kind of neutralize that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas we may not, up until Sunday, weren't playing the middle like really super aggressively or anything like that, a lot of the other teams were. And so what that first Red Legion game, I think, showed us to do is how to stop most teams' weapon, which is the middle, right? And if you look at our games, we shot a lot of guys out of the middle on Sunday, right? And by doing that, it basically just gave us a lot more free power to then end up in the snake and already bodies up at that point, right? And I don't know, to me, I feel like that's kind of how we took control of most of the games on Sunday. And obviously the Rebel game was slightly different, but still we shot a lot of them. When we were 5-on-5, we dump on them in the middle, and then we get into the snake, and they didn't have bodies to contest,
And I mean, just imagine looking at our team, right? first you got deal with Kyle, then you deal with Ryan, then you deal with Archie, or like in any order, right? Like, I mean, how do you answer that? I don't have an answer for it. Fucking, yeah,
I'm
call
asking
yourself
for a
out.
friend.
Fucking just stick your hopper up over the top of one of the temples, dude. Yeah, I know that move. But yeah, man, superb job, guys.
And then I kind of going back to like, you know, like we were talking about earlier, like that we are still learning the field as we go on. Like even there was, you know, I think we figured out a hole where we could go get that guy out of the 50 brick on the snake side that Russians were going to like almost every point. That was their intent to try to get up there. And, you know, it wasn't until like we were done with that match that we came off and in our meeting, we're like, oh, if we get to this spot, we can easily we can bunker this guy out and maybe get another guy. And that didn't really become apparent till like after we saw everything laid out. We're like, oh, okay, this is available. So
yeah, I mean, it was the move that Blake did to kind of secure that finals MVP. And that's kind of that's one of the reasons you don't want to be up there sometimes. Like it's good to get up there, but even that brick, I looked at that brick, that 50 brick looking Dorito way. You can't stop the move from the can to the Dorito. It's not that easy to stop the move from Dorito 1 to 2. And after that, you can't see the guy until he's way over. The only guy that you can really see is somebody coming up into the wedge or that can, like, or the tower. So that center 50 brick, it on the snake side isn't fantastic in my opinion. There's just a lot of small windows. So you got to be really on your game with your shot. And what it does is it exposes you to a move like what Blake did.
Right.
You know, it's good to get to their side if you can do it quickly. I saw Thomas and Infamous do it a couple times. I saw a handful of people do it. And then Sam Monfield did it and just kind of got surprised when he got bunkered.
Dude, Blake, you're so funny when you walk off the field. It's like you're playing, and you like do a move and you get shot, and then all of a sudden it's just it's like you're walking through the airport or something. Like yeah, like super nonchalant, just like yeah, okay, I'm done, I'm hit. Bye. Like yeah, it's like pretty funny to watch.
Browsing bodies
move,
for
like
the next
bunker a
point.
guy and then just run right to the dead box. Like,
Yeah, you know, I'm just browsing bodies for the next point. Who do I want to bunker next?
I love that, man. Move making.
You know, and that's actually something a lot of people make big mistakes with, right? Is they hesitate for a couple of reasons. And Blake, you can kind of go over this, is like, sometimes you got to take it and you got to make a lot of mistakes before you get the confidence to be able to make the right move. And that's something that a lot of people kind of, and I see it a lot when I'm coaching teams, but for those of you guys who are watching, you know, you have to make the mistakes, but when you make them confident, right? Especially in practice, more so in practice, but you make the mistakes and it's okay to mess up as long as you do it confidently. If you're there fumbling around like I should have done this, or I wish I had done that, and then you get bunkered, or you get shot, or you hesitate on the move and that you could have made, that's where you kind of pigeonhole yourself into the same repetition over, and your level of play doesn't increase a lot. But if you are just going through there and just kind of like testing the electric fence, as Blake would probably do, you know, to find the weakness, eventually you're going to find that weakness and you're going to get confident with your moves later on.
Yeah,
you know, we've all been
sorry.
We've all been sitting on lanes, you know, shooting a lane, and a guy goes streaking through there, and you don't shoot him, you know. So if you just go blasting through some of these zones to go get it, guys, you know, I think you're gonna get more lucky than you will not.
And also a lot of those moves, you know, they might not work sometimes, and then you can get really heady about it and say, oh, that's just not going to work. But paintball has so many variables that something that doesn't work 4 times against one team maybe is the key to beating the next team. So you really can't think in absolutes when it comes to, you know, movements, right? Like, hey, you got caught running up the center by a guy, you know, at the 100 looking inside. That doesn't mean it's a bad move. It just means that, you know, maybe that wasn't the time for it. You didn't know, but you can't hesitate and throw it out the window. You got to keep trying, right? And if you die, you know, trying to make moves, shit, man. I mean, that's like, what are we doing out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're out there to play paintball and make moves.
Yeah. You know, to a degree, you know, by the end of the tournament, you got to be refined. the team that's the most refined aren't going to make those I was trying something mistakes.
True.
So let's go on to just to kind of let's see, what do we got? We've got about 64 members, so we got about 30% of the champs in here right now, and a lot of you guys are, what are you doing, March?
Sorry, trying to read the chat. I'm on my phone. I don't know why, but my internet, my whole place went down, so I can't get on my computer. And this,
it was the malware. It was the malware we sent out. It was the malware we sent out.
Where are you in like Monaco or something?
Yeah. I was in Catalina yesterday, and so I decided to take a picture and use it as my background here.
Oh, it's Catalina.
Futuristic.
Nice.
Dude, Catalina is extremely underrated. I don't know if you guys have gone or haven't gone in a long time, but it is amazing.
No, I never went there.
Yosh and Blake, you guys did a little camping hike, right?
Yeah, we did a little backpacking trip in Catalina with Dalton was there too. It was fun. It's a good time. Didn't
one of you almost get eaten by a moose?
Buffalo.
A buffalo.
Buffalo.
So you didn't see the buffalo there then, huh?
A moose.
No. Sure didn't. Stayed away from those parts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
stay away from the dangerous moose.
You know what?
There's a herd of buffalo that lives kind of like up by the airport on Catalina. It's really cool. You can go and see them wallowing around and stuff. They're really interesting animals. And Blake and Dalton found themselves between a buffalo and the campground that the buffalo wanted to hang out in. So could have been another great story of Blake's, but this one was pretty uneventful.
Do you know what the buffalo says when he sends his kid off to college?
Yeah.
Bison. Is that the right?
Yeah, bison.
Okay.
That's it, dude.
Yeah.
I knew it was bison.
It's later, biatch.
Get out of my house.
But yeah. Catalina. I've actually never been up there either. We flew over it. I've flown over it a bunch. I've always said I was going to go out there. It's a pretty cool. I've heard it's really cool. See you, March.
Do they have surfing there?
Well, they have surfing pretty much anywhere there's water.
Blake looks like he's by water.
There are places, the Great Lakes. You can surf in the Great Lakes. I've seen guys come off the Great Lakes. Well, I haven't seen them. I've seen pictures of them, and they have like their beard, like Blake's beard would be completely frozen.
Oh yeah.
My bathtub has water.
Your bathtub has water?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bring your surfboard in there, Al. Take a picture. Let's see it. Just keep your shorts on though. And apparently, according to Maggie, who does actually every activity on the earth right now, I think she said there's really good scuba diving sites out there as well. Oh, so
yeah, shout out to Maggie. She's great. Was she out there?
Yeah, Maggie was helping us in the pits. We had Maggie, we had Taylor, Brent, Steve,
Sarah.
Sarah. Sorry, I was reading Mike's question or comment. Yeah, so if anybody has any other questions about the layout, about the event, or anything along those lines, we can definitely address and get to them. And again, all of the Champs Club gifts for this month have been sent out, so you should be getting them in the next day or so. So I'd say 2 days, 2 to 3 days, right? Is that normally?
That's about right.
Yeah. Unless you're up from overseas. So we're really excited to see what you guys think of them. And then on top of that, we will be, what are you looking at? We will be sending out a bonus gift from this month that will be personalized with your name on them, and that will come probably in about 4 to 6 weeks or so. I know that they're going to get rush delivered, so please keep an eye out for that as well. So we'll be making sure to get you guys loaded up with a bunch of cool gifts, and then also the Champs Club VIP experience at the NXL event was top notch. A couple of you who were out there, I think we had probably 15 or 17 Champions Club members. I don't know if anybody who was here in the chat right now was out there. I know that about 5 of you were in the pits with us helping, but I did see a bunch of the champs out there getting some things signed, enjoying the private VIP, which was really cool. Was out by the Dorito corner, and it was really cool to see the view from there, see the experience. We celebrated Marcelo's birthday in there, and it was a lot of fun. That was a really cool,
That's awesome.
really cool spot. Looks really cool, and I know that a lot of the other teams are very jealous about us having that spot.
And the dragon costume was back. I saw that.
Oh yeah,
annoying some of the other pro teams.
I thought that was you, Al.
that was huge. Yeah, that was Alex's way of social distancing.
I was just coughing in there the whole time.
So, do you guys want to guess who was in the costume?
There's a clue. You could give him a clue.
There were 2 different people who were in the costume. We'll do the first person who, and don't say it if you already like know it. It has to be a guess. So if you were on the inside,
Frank Connor.
I feel like we shouldn't.
Yeah.
I feel like we shouldn't tell people.
Yeah, maybe that's fair.
It was Jeffrey Dahmer and
Yeah. if Nick Sloviak was in it, you'd be seeing his ankles.
Because they're gonna be in the costume again, for sure.
Yeah, but we're gonna have it. It'll be a rolling
I
group.
like the mystery of it.
Mystery.
Teamboat.
I was gonna give away a prize to whoever guessed it.
Ooh.
We have an
Everybody
abundance
wants
of prizes to give away.
Let's start giving away prizes.
Yeah, let's start giving away prizes. I wish the paintball troll was in there. As a matter of fact, if I had the paintball troll's address, we should send him the dragon head.
Dude, the pro paintball troll's on fire right now. His
Yeah.
whole
Oh, he's
thing's
crushing it.
Yeah.
Except that video, I looked at that. I showed Camille that video of us of me dancing, and then Sloan wanted me to dance like that again.
hilarious.
She didn't understand. She didn't understand, and then I told her it wasn't really me, and that didn't really make a lot of sense to her. And then she wants me to dance like that.
So I think that's called Jib Jab. I don't know what the app is, but there's an app called, I think it's Jib Jab. You can make one with her on it.
Oh, dude, he's way more advanced than Jib Jab.
I know, but you could at least show her the concept.
That's why he always has that little icon at the top left, because he's blocking what the app is, I think. You can't see it.
Oh, is that what it is?
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Kyle would know. He's one of the paintball trolls himself.
He doesn't. No, he
I mean,
doesn't have the time.
no,
for it.
I don't have the time for that.
Kyle
I
doesn't have the
barely
time for it.
make the spick and span show. I don't.
Yeah.
I think that's why you don't have time. You're too busy with the paintball troll business.
Yeah, Kyle's really busy, and then all of a sudden,
Brian knows for sure that wouldn't be.
I'll see a text in the group chat, like a joke in the group chat that he sends out, or like a link to something that he like some sort of Instagram post that he sends out. I'm like, dude, get over here. But yeah, we've got the wheel queued up right now. Yosh, what do we have to give away? I know we can for sure give away a couple of yeah, it was not Diego in the costume, but that would be pretty funny if Diego really wanted to come to the event. I was like, hey, can I get in the costume, please? I really want to be at the event, but I don't want anybody to see me. And yes, Chris, anybody who wears that thing is going to be sweating their bees off for sure. As a matter of fact, I believe back in 2000, let's see, Alex, I think it's 2006. No, maybe it's 2005. Anyway, a date that doesn't really have any relevance whatsoever. There was a guy, it was a Florida event, and he was wearing it, and he came off. It might have been Chicago actually, and he came off, and he took the hat off because we were like, "Hey, how you doing in there?" And he took it off, and it looked like he had lost 30 pounds. And the guy wasn't very heavy to begin with, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm good. I just need to drink some water." And we're like, "Hey, why don't you take a breather, man? You don't have to be." He's like, No. They love it. And he was like, just drenched in sweat. He could barely hold the head up, and was like trying to get some water and going to shock. Put that thing back on there and did another.
That's not how I remember it. I remember him taking it off, and that was mostly true. But you came over and you're like, "What you need is some whiskey," and then he started pouring whiskey in his mouth, and sirens.
Someone said Skinny Kevin's in there. I don't think you could pay Skinny.
Dude, Skinny wouldn't do it.
Put that thing on.
Dude, how about Skinny, man? He's riding high right now.
Mm-hmm.
Took a team of just a bunch of old losers, and
He said he should have got all the awards.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
He could kill you with one punch.
He was trying to. He was going big on Sunday night.
Dude, Archie, how many golden barrels do you have?
2.
But you've got more than that as MVP, right? Because you won.
I've got 2 season MVPs, 2 event MVPs, and 2, which were the 2 golden barrels.
Dude, you've got to be the most decorated guy in paintball.
I don't think so. You guys have won a lot more tournaments than I
Yeah, you
have.
haven't won the most tournaments, but like those are some pretty nice. I guess they didn't have all that stuff back in the day. They didn't
Right,
have-
exactly. I mean, they started, I think Marcelo might know better, but I think they started doing stats around 2013 for a few years. And then they didn't do them for a few years. And then they started back up in 2019, I think.
Yeah, they started in 2012 was the first
Okay,
year
right.
that they brought those
So,
back. and
I
then,
mean,
yeah, think
like,
you're right.
Definitely the season MVPs. I'm like, I think those are my proudest like accolades, just because it's so hard to do. You've got 200 players essentially all trying to be the MVP for an entire season. It's just, you have to be incredibly consistent. There's just a lot that goes into that.
For the record, I am not trying to be the MVP. It could be 199 players maybe trying to be the MVP, but Alex Raggi is not trying to be the MVP.
Well, you're out there trying to do your best to do what's best for your team, and that usually means shooting people. So
Yeah, I want to be practice MVP, getting everybody ready to go.
I like
And
it.
choosing the lunch spot. And that's actually a very underrated accolade on the team, even though we have shied away from it slightly lately.
Complainers, picking a good food spot is a feat.
Yeah, it is. And at practices, we had player of the day. We've always had it. Although, like I said, when we're in Sacramento, everybody's going to Mendocino Farms. That's just where we're going to go. But San Diego practices, we've got a lot of options. Not near ASG, but near San Diego. We got a lot of options, and I do believe that's something that we need to keep going. And I think that's something that everybody out there, if you're a coach, if you're a player, you should have player of the day. There's a lot of teams that just leave. And everybody just kind of goes their own way and then just like, oh, see you tomorrow. But we try to maximize that time together. I think that's a key to
And
success.
Skinny doesn't take it seriously. He's like, I'm like, who's player of the day? He's like, Ryan, because he's not here. He's helping us out because he's not here and knowing everybody. I'm like, dude, come on, seriously, who's player of the day?
Kevin doesn't like choosing.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take that player of the day. I'll add it to that list of accolades.
I think he got it 2 days in a row.
I think I
On that
did
practice
too.
you
I
weren't
think
there,
I think I even phoned in and said I should get it because I wasn't there knowing everybody. So yeah, let's jump over here into we got one more question that's popped up.
I do have a question for Kyle. What was it like being back at the tournament with this team versus some of the teams you played on past couple of years?
It was kind of, I guess I don't know if it would just say like just the are you asking like what was the difference with Dynasty now, or are you just asking me like how I felt?
With you. Like, how did you feel? Did you feel less pressure? Did you feel like you're having a better time? Did you feel like it was more natural? Did you feel, I don't know, like, did you want to win more because you had something to prove? Like, what did you feel like individually that the team kind of brought out in you, or this situation?
So I'd say like the first thing was, and I kind of brought this up to you guys in the practice, and I remember saying to, like a lot of the guys that you, Yosh, Ryan, Marcelo, guys that I played with, in that original few years, it was like, it feels like I'm on a new team, but I'm not at the same time. So it was like this weird, like hybrid emotions of going back and forth where I'm like, wait, I'm the new guy, but I'm talking like everything feels just jumping right back into the mix. So that was a cool experience, because I know that like as the year goes on, I won't get to enjoy that feeling that you don't get a lot. It's either you are you're with a team for a long time, or you're back on a new team. So it was cool to get to experience that and have everyone be so welcoming, because I even talking to some of the other guys that I had played with on Latin Saints, like after the event, they told me that they like it kind of felt off, and I didn't feel like that. I was so excited to be there. Like I've told Archie like a million times, I'm like his speech on Saturday night, I knew we were gonna win. There was like no question. Even that, someone would ask that Revo match, like how did you guys feel? Like I so felt like 100%. There was no worry, and it felt relieving to be back with you guys on a year that I felt like I had started out so strong, and I was so hungry to prove something. And what better way to like come back with guys that are basically like my family. And so I couldn't be happier, and I'm so glad that I was able to come be a part of it and not be like the reason come in and then maybe we don't make Sunday. I'm like, oh shit, that's not
Yeah,
good.
I mean, you're definitely a big part of the win. And I know that there's a subconscious or a intentional motivation. I mean, I know when Archie came on the team and when now you came on the team, it's like, all right, now everyone's got to step up for each other, because, we now want to win for our new teammate and also have something to prove again. So, I really did enjoy watching you rip it up out there, and you do look great in all the new gear and stuff. So definitely,
Yeah, talk about that. I mean, because you'd never put on JT goggles.
No, I've always like the ProFlex has been like my favorite mask of all time, and I've never got to wear it. Like even as a kid, like I never owned one. I'd just jump on a team, and I was like always, Die or Empire or HK. So it was cool finally to get to wear that, because now I feel like I've just been like handicapping myself, and now I get to throw that thing on. I'm like, it's awesome.
Yeah. Yosh, I like how you're starting a new trend of wearing everything backwards. This is the second item that you've worn backwards.
Crisscross.
Crisscross,
Yep,
dude. I
that's
had
right.
that on.
So
That's how we're
Sarah
gonna
wants
do
to
it.
know where you went after the win. I was curious about that, what kind of food that place was.
Oh, well, first of all, we were like, yeah, don't worry about it. We'll be able to get reservations. It's just Sunday, a random Sunday, right? Out here in the middle of it. We forgot it was Father's Day and everything was completely booked. So shout out to Sarah for finding that for us.
And then the casino
And then the casino.
And
Hooters wings
How'd you do,
before.
Ren?
What's that?
How'd you do at the casino?
I lost $100.
Craps?
I was up, and then Damien came in earlier. He's like, "Hey, you guys losing?"
Oh, he's the cooler, dude.
And then he was the cooler, dude. That's exactly what we were talking about in the beginning. It's not, are you losing? It should be, how much are you winning? Or how are you doing? I would have never rolled that 7. I would have been up, would have been good. Everything would have been great.
Oliver and I used to call Ryan the cooler, dude. He got so mad. Ryan would come over to the table, would be like, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
I think Marcelo, Archie, and we all came up.
Well, yeah, but then
I ended up down like 150, but I mean, we were there for hours. I consider it a win.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's like 200 hours.
Kyle was
I
up.
walked away with 400.
Yeah, but didn't Kyle was up 300, and then right at the front door, didn't he put down all 300 and then lost it?
No, it was like 150 or 200.
I respect
Yeah.
that.
That just went up. I was
So you
like,
technically
break
could have
up-
just
break
given your
even.
money to each giving Marcelo $100 before you walked in and called it a day.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, let's go ahead and get some stuff away. And yes, I know guys that are defending the ASG area that there are places to eat around there. That Mexican restaurant right there in the corner. I apologize. It's just not nearly as good of a food as area as like closer to San Diego.
But ASG has food at the actual paintball field, and it's pretty good.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. They have like tacos there. They've got
Hot
like,
dogs,
decent hot. Yeah, it's good.
bacon wrap hot dogs.
I thought that was only during the events.
No, I was at practice when we were there.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Are we
Cameron.
playing NXL SAC? Ryan Matthews wants to know. We don't know yet, right?
It sounds like we are.
I think we're doing it.
Yeah.
we're doing it.
Yosh and I want to play.
I mean, hey, there's a
I wanna
paintball
play.
tournament. We can play in it. We should go to it.
I heard Project
There
just
we
paid
go.
our entry fee.
We're doing it.
It is? Oh yeah, they did kind of.
Oh yeah, true. Project, yeah. Thanks, Archie. Came up with those shirts, dude. And that's a fundraiser for the team. So good looking out.
There we go. Fundraising for the team. All right. And then at the SAC event, we'll have a bake sale as well. We'll bring out a taco cart. I'll run that. We can bring the old hamburger hot dog stand that Yoshi and I used to run.
Dude, these rascals at their freaking hot dog stand, they go to Costco and buy a bunch of burgers and they'd buy one onion.
Yeah.
And they'd put the onion on the grill and it would smell so good. And you'd go over to the burger and you'd be like, hey, let me get a burger with some of those grilled onions. And he's like, we don't have grilled onions.
We're out.
They were out.
We're out
They
of
just put
grilled
the onion in
onions.
there so it would smell good. So people would come over.
Mentality right there. I like it.
Come on
it's actually
over.
A genius. We pioneered scent marketing, which is now like a multi-million-dollar business.
Disney's been doing that for years, dude.
I mean, what do you want? I think we charged $3 for a hamburger also. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not like we were, it was like $1 for a candy bar, $1 for chips. We were doing a good service for people.
Yeah, we were. So sorry,
It was a
Alex.
lot of money back then. Was it
Oh, you don't have to
1940?
apologize to me. I would never eat those burgers anyway.
Yeah, back in the 1930s, that was a lot of money, huh, March? Adjusted
somebody
for
heard it.
inflation, those are $30 hamburgers. All right, so we've got for those of you guys who are PayPal Club members watching this recorded, we want to thank you guys also for the support. Once the dust settles from the renewals here in a week or so, I said I guess maybe in a week, we'll open up to any Champions Club spots to you guys. And in addition, we do like to give giveaways to you as well throughout this event. So Simon Cribb, you won a prize that will be shipped to you. We have your guys' addresses. We'll get your size. Also, Jacob Newman and Ryan Powers. All three of you have won prizes from today's session that were going to be pretty cool. We want them to be surprised for you. So you're going to get it in your door with a nice little note, hand signed from Alex.
Is this live?
Yeah. Yeah, Oliver, we're live.
100% live.
It's 100% live, yeah, but we
Okay.
also record it and then we post it up onto the
Okay.
YouTube channel for those of you, because we got 200 members and only 65 of them are watching live. And then we're gonna go to everybody's famous or favorite wheel. How many prizes do we have to give away? 3 or 4? 5? 3, 2, 1?
I got some stuff.
I got 2 right here.
Oh yeah.
Brought to you by Hormesis. We've got actually we're gonna be dropping some. God, it's kind of blurry.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta
Maybe
fix that.
hold it right at your face. Like over your eyes.
So we're gonna be dropping some scintilla head wraps tomorrow. These are from that drop. This one is actually a second, but it's a freebie. So let's pull a name.
All right. So I'm gonna spin the wheel because that's what we do. That's what everybody likes to do. Let's see. How do I
I also
share?
have five pennants. Pendant, like a necklace.
Share screen.
Pendant.
Okay, here we go.
Did
That's
Taylor White say he never won on
Good
our
luck to everybody.
I know he definitely won on our
Can you guys see the wait, what are you guys looking at right now?
I got 5 of those, Ryan, and 2 headbands.
All right. And also, I've got 2 unreleased project straps. We've got a red one and a blue one. Ryan, I'm going to let you do the drawing, but I do kind of have to get out of here pretty soon. So,
Okay,
Dude,
so
those
I'm
pants
sorry,
look dope that
straps?
you guys are wearing. I was like, what are those pants? They look cool. They reminded me of Tron. And then I
right.
realized-
Oh yeah. The pants are sick. Actually, those are, we're working on them. We'll I don't know exactly when we're going to be putting those up, but when we do, they'll be on our project page.
Yeah, nice work on those.
Yeah. Yeah. They look really good. I know. I think Marcelo, Kyle, Yosh, myself, and that maybe it was just the 4 of us were wearing them. So yeah, you can look at the photos and kind of get an idea on them, but they look pretty good.
So far, 100% win rate in those pants.
100%.
100%.
Yeah, that's true. All right, hold on. Let me get this wheel updated here.
All right. So Ryan, I'm gonna let you do these. A red and a blue one. They're the
Okay.
same. They're unreleased. We'll drop them probably in the next couple of weeks. And just let me know who I need to send them to.
Okie dokie. I will I will get these up here. Let me just thank you, Arch. I appreciate that.
Sweet. Thank you guys. Good to see everyone, especially at the event too, and everybody rocking the project long sleeves. That was really cool as well. And yeah, anyways, thank you guys again for all the support, and love you guys. We'll see y'all soon.
Congrats.
A lot of gifts.
Later, Archie.
Peace.
Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you, Arch. Okay, so let's do for the scintilla right now. Let me make sure, because I can't see what you guys are seeing. So tell me, you guys can see the wheel, correct?
We can see the wheel.
All right, we are spinning. All right, we're going big here. Where'd pen just go? Okay, this is for the scintilla right now is going to Kenneth McManay. Wait. Oof. All right.
Nice. Congrats, Kenneth.
Congrats, Kenneth. And then the next one, we'll do 2 straps. All right, Russell LaFoon and then we got one more Scintilla, and then we got Kyle Watson. And then let's give away a couple of those Greenspan dry fits. How's that sound? Is that all right?
Yeah, we have all sizes.
All right. Well, luckily we've got all of your guys' sizes as well. So let's do 3 of those. We can put the pendants with them.
Whatever you say, boss.
Whatever you say, boss. All right, Joseph Henson. Looking for my my air horn key. All right. We'll do 2 more.
Dude, have you guys been watching the Spick and Span show recently and listening to the Play the Game podcast? I mean, come on. I'm waiting for this to be over so I can go finish my Play the Game podcast with Archie.
Yeah, that was an epic
I was literally
podcast.
listening to the podcast yesterday, the Play the Game with Archie, and Marcelo called me, and I'm like, ugh.
Could get the news straight from the source, but it's just not quite as good.
I'm like, come on, I'm busy, dude. I'm listening to your own podcast.
Quiet down over there. All right, so we just got we just fired off a bunch of prizes there for those of you guys. We did a Scintilla for what's that? My name is not on there. Let's see here. I believe that everybody's names are on there. If your names are not on there, let's see here. This is did I just copy the Spick and Span list?
How could you see? I mean, how could you see that?
Be right.
It should be. This is a list I just received.
It looks like a lot of people are saying that there's no way that's the Champions Club one.
Ryan, did you draw all those names from the paintball club?
We did. From that email you sent me today. Let's see here.
That was paintball club, not
That's
Champions
Paintball Club. All right, that makes sense. Okay, well, I need the Champions Club list. that makes sense.
Back
All
to
right.
the wheel.
Well, the other 3, yeah, we get to go back to the wheel then. All right, let's see. I see that email now. I see it a little bit more clearly. Sorry, I was logged out, and it was a frantic situation to get those names on.
Yeah, things were a little messy in the beginning.
Yeah. Okay. So let's we're gonna do all that again, guys. So let's see.
Dude, who called that out? Good job.
Yeah.
Hey, you know
good
what,
job.
Ryan, keep all those names though. All those names that you pulled, those people should still get a Greenspan shirt.
Okay.
There we go. Everybody's
Let's
a
make
winner.
them. Let's make this month extra special.
Okay. You got it. You got it. Okay. So the last Champions Club list, Yosh, do you want to send it over to me?
You've got it. It was the same as last month.
All right.
That was like a K Jewelers commercial.
It's a shared document, right?
Yeah, I believe that. I just don't know. Champions Club. I got January 24th. That's my last one.
That's not going to do it. All right, let me resend it to you.
I believe that it's shared. I just don't know what it's called. I got a lot of documents. I got a lot of Excel spreadsheets here. We got okay.
Look what I got, dude.
Full member list April 9th.
What is that?
Booyah.
Sour ropes.
What's on the front of that?
Okay. We're doing this again.
It looks like a dog that has smoke coming out of his ears because it's so sour.
Wow.
All right. Technical difficulties. I think we are back. And good looking out, everybody. We got 99 messages here. Alex, what's happening over there? I can't see the messages.
Huh?
All right. We are rebooting this wheel. Loaded. Got it.
No, it's not from Ryan Doss. But Ryan Doss is on some keto thing. I don't know.
Ryan, do you need that complete list? Because I can send it to you.
I think
right
I got
now.
it. I think we're.
So
I think we're
sour.
good. What are the first two names on it that you have?
Jacob Roberson and Zool.
There's 1,000 entrants on there.
And James Allen, Kyle Ames.
Honey buns. Yeah, those are keto.
Oh, that's why there's 1,000 messages. That's right. So this sheet doesn't stop here. Well, I've got one from, maybe just send it to me just in case, because there's a lot of space.
Okay.
And this list doesn't look very good. It does say full Champions Club member list, though. It was last opened in April. So once I get this list, everybody, don't you worry. We're going to
Alex,
Yo,
final Obi-Wan. What do you think?
dude. The last episode was the money shot, dude. Oh man,
I just don't know why he didn't finish him.
dude.
Can't.
Don't spoil
I know,
it.
but that he obviously can't because of the shows, but like he should have right there.
Dude. So good. There was so
Really
many
good.
good moments in that show. In that final episode.
Some of the episodes were like 25 minutes long, and then that one was like an hour and a half.
I know, and then you watch Stranger Things, and each episode's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, I downloaded a bunch of good stuff for my trip that I'm going on next week.
Oh, people haven't watched yet. We can't give spoilers.
Oh yeah, that's your hat. Let's see it. Hold it up to the camera.
Tube Riders, baby.
Yeah, it came out good.
These are great. Yeah, James printed these things out in like a day. So I got one right here for you. I'm going to send up to you. Alex made a little design for my surf trip. Right there.
Nice,
Tube Riders.
sweet.
I'm gonna bring a gift to everybody next week when I get them that plane.
Come on.
Let me know when you send that over, Yosh.
Yeah.
And then we'll get this going. And then on top of that, let's see, were there two more questions that came through? Yeah, we're sorry guys, who's on this wheel? Yeah, a bunch of people.
She wants sour straws. There's a dog. Maybe it's for dogs.
I don't know if you should give your dog that. Oh yeah, and guys, Delmont, if you have a chance and opportunity to shoot that new Dynasty paint, absolutely get that stuff. That stuff is incredible.
Yeah, it was really
that
good.
was by far the best paint we have shot in a practice all season. And we've been using Ultra Evil. We used some 4-star. We used some 2-star, 3-star. We used all the stars. We used even some of the stuff from the Diablo line. We've got all the stars that we've lined up, and that stuff was far and above the best. Oh, so Yosh Rao, I think you're on this one. You're on this list right now. You say Adam Palmer is his name?
No.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've got two competing. One's an Excel and one's a Word or a Google Doc, I believe.
Okay.
It appears as though you're working on this one right now. So.
Well, I have a lot of stuff open, but.
So in the meantime, what we can do is, Alex, do you have any trivia? Yeah, guys who buy in the Sacramento area that play at that go to Sac Paintball or play at Capital Edge Paintball, they're gonna have a restock tomorrow. I think you got 6 pallets of the Dynasty paint in 2 weeks ago. 4 to 6 cases for 4 to 6
I'll
pallets.
show you these dope ass chopsticks Yosh got from me.
Oh, yeah, we saw
Lightsaber.
those.
Lightsaber chopsticks.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Someone said, "What if you stuck it on top of the barrel?" Right?
Yeah, a little high-vis sight.
It is, yeah.
They're actually making those things again. They're making them with a ring in them, so it fits right over the over your barrel. A lot of people are going to be using those things now.
It is.
So Taylor White says the new Star Wars isn't great. If you're a huge fan already, you're not missing much.
Who said that?
What new Star Wars?
Taylor White.
I don't see that.
You
So
might have
number one, you don't call it the new Star Wars. You call it Obi-Wan Kenobi, the name of the show.
Yeah, I was like, is there a new
And then what's number 2, Alex? Go ahead, let him have it.
There's no number 2.
There is no number 2. Was a good fan. Okay, so Kenobi was a good fan service, but a bad Star Wars.
Wait,
Ryan,
what?
you should have that list now.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that. It wasn't really shot in the Star Wars type of way, but there were just, I think it was written okay, and definitely Ewan McGregor did a good job. I mean, he carried the whole thing, and
He's the man.
And Ryan, grab the names from column D so you get the full names.
Here's a
There are
good
some-
trivia for you,
Yeah, you can. I can copy them. both.
Alex.
I'll do that. I have to redo this anyway.
In Tennessee, it's illegal to drive if you are what?
and
A
there's
rooster.
there's no multiple choice. It's
No.
illegal to drive if you, yeah, if you're sober. That's funny. It's illegal to drive if you ever played on Impact.
You're asleep.
All right, we are. I think we're in business now.
You're a Democrat. Yeah.
I think we're in business here. Maybe was not.
Dude, the Champions Club people are funny, man. We got some witty people in here.
This is the Champions Club.
It is.
Best of the best.
Well,
All right, we are sharing the screen. We are going from the top right now, all over again. So Scintilla is prize number 1 going to Matthew Treat Peters. Yeah.
All right. Congrats.
There we go.
I think this is the spick and span list.
Yeah, could be. Who knows? No, we worked. I think I saw Zool on there. That's the name? Oh, wow, look at that. See. Okay, that's for a project.
The spoken
Scrap.
word.
What's that?
The spoken word. That's
Dude, you
funny.
said his
Yep.
name and then he came up on the wheel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Connor.
Dude.
Go-
Well, Zool was also the one that pointed out that his name wasn't on there.
Yeah.
Saved
Hey,
himself.
Connor.
Connor, big winner.
Here's an interesting one. I bet you didn't know, Alex. In Gainesville, Georgia, it's illegal to eat fried chicken with utensils.
Justin, you just won a Scintilla. Now we're going over to 3 Greenspan dry fits right here. Goes into Jose Martinez. All right, last 2 gifts going out. James Allen. And last but not least, prize number 7 going out to, sorry for the long show, guys, and a little bit of technical difficulties. Taylor Ralphowitz. All right. So we've got 7 winners right there, all getting some cool stuff. Also, next month we have another grand prize experience dropping. So we'll be doing that sometime mid July, right? What do we have next month? Is it practice with Dynasty?
That's the prize. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that'll probably end up being a practice weekend leading up to Chicago.
Yeah, so end of
I mean,
August.
we'll try to work with whoever wins that one scheduling wise, but yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. Come out to a Dynasty practice, join the team,
Get hooked
Yeah,
up.
up by
get some
Ryan.
spins, see how the champs do it, and who knows, maybe you find yourself as player of the day and get to pick the lunch spot.
Might put in a good word with Coach. Yeah, Dizon, thank you very much. So yeah, I really want to thank everybody, obviously, for all the support, sticking around, supporting all of our endeavors and all of our exciting outreach programs that we got going on. You want to say something? We're live right here. Oh, you want to show everybody your ouchie? Yep, Sloan. We told her not to run around out in the gravel with sandals on. She said, "No, I don't want to wear shoes." And then she skinned her knee. And did you learn? Did you learn a lesson? Did you learn a lesson? No, she did not learn a lesson.
Yeah, Ryan. Now maybe you shouldn't drink that 28th shot of vodka. No.
And no, Jonathan, I have not gotten anything yet. If there's something sent. Yeah. Okay, you want to show everybody? All right, there you go. Look. It's okay. You see it on her knee?
Owie.
You see the owie on the knee? You want to point to it?
Amazing.
Oh, good job, Sloan. Okay, so Sloan for president. And yeah, anyway, so big thanks to everybody for all the support. And just stay tuned to your emails because we'll be dropping a couple cool little things here and there. And you guys know you're gonna get first crack at a lot of exciting items from the paintball club, the Champions Club, the Dynasty Releases Field 1 project, Hormesis. And
yeah, we're going to be throwing some products up into the Dynasty paintball store on dynastypaintball.com in the coming weeks. So we'll probably send an email out or drop something in the Facebook group to let you guys know that there's some more stuff in there. We just got to get it packaged and ready in the queue. So yeah, thanks for everything. You guys are great. And yeah, man, we did it again. It's amazing.
Clap for us.
Alrighty.
There we go. All right, guys. Thanks again, and we'll see you guys soon if we're at one of the events in Sacramento or wherever we might be. We'll be there.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.